So there's some pretty dystopian stuff that needs to be called out. So there's some leaked documents that seem to reveal that Amazon is actually working on like this worker chat app. It says that it's going to be less like Twitter, and more like a Bumble. That's no joke. That's literally a quote from the article, and we'll get to that quote in a bit. But I'm sure a forum app would be absolutely disastrous for Amazon because they don't want workers to have a direct Amazon sanctioned, communication app, because then that would allow for them to file their grievances to each other and convene and discuss and band together to obviously unionize or put pressure on Amazon as a company. Um, this comes from Ken Klippenstein. He's coming with some more bombshell reporting. It says leaked new Amazon worker chat app would ban words like quote union, restrooms, pay raise, and plantation. Wow. Also grievance, slave labor, this is dumb, living wage, diversity, vaccine, and others. Um, Amazon will block and flag employee posts on a planned internal messaging app that contains keywords pertaining to labor unions, according to internal company documents reviewed by The Intercept. An automatic word monitor would also block a variety of terms that could represent potential critiques of Amazon's working conditions, like slave labor, prison, and plantation, as well as restrooms, presumably related to reports of Amazon employees relieving themselves in bottles to meet punishing quotas. Our teams are always thinking about new ways to help employees engage with each other, said Amazon spokesperson Barbara M. A great. This particular program has not been approved yet and may change significantly or even never launch at all. And so they're kind of giving themselves that like wiggle room where they want to test the waters of how the news is going to treat it. How much backlash is there going to be? If there's too much backlash, okay, fuck, let's back off. If there's not, if there's no backlash, maybe we run with it. And if there's enough where, maybe there's some backlash, but it dies down not too long, let's run with it, right? It says in November 2021, Amazon convened a high level meeting in which top execs discussed plans to create an internal social media program that would let employees recognize coworkers' performance with posts called shoutouts, according to a source with direct knowledge. The major goal of the program, Amazon's head of worldwide consumer business, Dave Clark, said, was to reduce employee attrition by fostering happiness among workers and also productivity. Shoutouts would be part of a gamified reward system in which employees are awarded virtual stars and badges for activities that add direct business value, documents state. At the meeting, Clark remarked that some people are insane star collectors. So what I'm curious about this is, are getting the stars going to impact income in any way? Like if you get a certain amount of stars, do you get paid for those stars? Or is it just the stars? Now, unfortunately, this is commonplace in any product now. I've especially noticed this. I play some video games and do other stuff as well that it has the streak system, and so that streak can be really addicting. Like even on like Duolingo right now, like I'm learning German. Ich lerne Deutsch jetzt, right? Or ich lerne jetzt Deutsch. But I have like an 80-day streak going, and so you have to keep that going. You have to keep that streak going. And then video games, even video games that I used to play, you have a daily streak and you get daily bonus, and if you miss the day, you're in big trouble. But they give you like 2 days streak freezes. These are kinds of things that are manipulative, things that businesses are taking part in now to really pull you in, suck you in, and really get you addicted to their product. And so it's important to be aware of these kinds of things, streaks, and all of these other kind of addicting qualities that they give. And it's honestly, it's a cheap, like shitty thing to do if you're giving them these fucking meaningless stars and badges. And here's the thing too, they're not meaningless in that they're not going to necessarily have the intended effect, because the truth is those kinds of star and badges or stickers or whatever can actually have a big mental impact in terms of like having some kind of goal. For me especially, I know that even when playing, like when I would play Call of Duty, I would be really motivated by leveling up and prestiging instead of really focusing even on just enjoying actually playing. A lot of times, especially in the later years, I would enjoy the thrill of leveling up and prestiging more than I would actually playing the game itself. So at that point, you're just kind of like, okay, you're just, you're essentially a robot, and it's a really sad state to be in, but that's something hopefully people can work out of. But if they're literally not even giving any money, I mean, it doesn't say here that they're giving any money. It says that they're going to get the stars and badges for activities that add direct business value. But it's just very, very scary. It says, but company officials also warned of what they called the dark side of social media and decided to actively monitor posts in order to ensure a positive community. At the meeting, Clark suggested that the program should resemble an online dating app like Bumble, which allows individuals to engage one on one, rather than a more forum like platform like Facebook. Of course, a forum like platform like Facebook will lead to a platform to congregate for Amazon workers where they can file their legit grievances and come together and convene to unionize against Amazon. And so they're like, fuck, dude, we definitely can't do that. We definitely cannot do that. It says, following the meeting, an auto bad word monitor was devised, constituting a blacklist that would flag and automatically block employees from sending a message that contains any profane or inappropriate keywords. In addition to profanities, however, the terms include many relevant to organized labor, including union, grievance, pay raise, and compensation. Other banned keywords include terms like ethics, unfair, slave, master, freedom, diversity, injustice, and fairness. Even some phrases like this is concerning will be banned. So it's basically like the way that China regulates free speech, or Russia, or any of these countries that don't allow free speech. It's just fascism, but it's on a business level. And there's no free speech in businesses. Obviously, the First Amendment doesn't apply to businesses. First Amendment applies to the government. But generally speaking, the free speech spirit, obviously the idea of actual free speech is very important. And this is very scary because you have a company actively working to quash labor rights. And so this should be illegal. Doing things like this against unions should be protected by the United States government because they're such a discriminated group. They're so discriminated against, and they're attacked and fired and harassed and all of this other stuff. Police are sent out to patrol and all this stuff. Because with free text, we risk people writing shoutouts that generate negative sentiments among the viewers and the receivers. The document summarizing the program states, we want to lean towards being restrictive on the content that can be posted to prevent a negative associate experience. In addition to the automated system, managers will have the authority to flag or suppress any shoutouts that they find inappropriate, the documents show. Pilot program is slated to launch later this month. In addition to slurs and swear words, planned list includes the following words. So I'm not going to read all of these words, but, it says, I hate, union, fire, terminated, compensation, pay raise, accessibility, vaccine, senior ops, living wage, representation, unfair, favoritism, rate. So, it's really, really, this is really, really scary seeing Amazon, the biggest business, basically attacking its workers. And this is obviously on the backdrop of seeing what happened in this most recent unionization effort that ended up being successful in New York. I guess it was the first one, first Amazon location to unionize. Bernie Sanders has been working really hard with union workers to unionize. And so I think unions shift the demand curve for labor to the right, but I'm not sure if unions shift the supply curve to the left, or if it shifts or if maybe I guess it would do both. But shifting the demand curve to the right would obviously be good because you'd increase the equilibrium wage while also increasing equilibrium employment. So definitely gotta look at that more. But this is something that is really cool. That the Amazon, unionization effort worked. We've seen some Starbucks, work. We saw the big, Kellogg strike that was going on. And so unionization, finally we're seeing that there's some power going back into the hands of workers, where it's gone in the complete other direction since the days of Ronald Reagan. Workers and laborers have always been attacked by companies and even the government when striking. And so this is something that needs to be fought against, and we should have legal protections for unions because they're a discriminated group. And it's really, dystopian, and I say dystopian, but this happens all the time, which is sad, right? It's sad reality, but it should still be dystopian because we shouldn't see, companies banning unions and doing this kinds of we're going to ban the word restrooms because we don't want them to talk about how they have to piss in bottles to make their jobs. So that's kind of the thing, right? That's the issue going on here. But pretty scary stuff.